Okay, so, um, I've had this thought in my brain all day, and I just got home and I wanted to make a video about it. So, N64 controller, right? Everybody hates it, and I'd like to defend it a little bit. So, this was like pretty much the first controller with an analog stick. I mean, no, it was the first one, actually, now that I think about it. I'm pretty sure it was. Or it was, sorry, throat. It was the first popular console to have a analog stick. And that must have been like a pretty big thing for people. So, like, okay, if you just like take this and go like that, this is just a Super Nintendo controller pretty much with two extra buttons over here, one less select button, and a Z button on the back, as you can see right here. And then when you're ready to move on to the big leagues, they have this thing in the middle for you to try your hand at. And, like, you know, once you're ready, you can move from the regular Super Nintendo controller layout to the new, like, because if you just take this and, like, this, it's literally just a Super Nintendo controller with the layout. And then when you're ready to move on to bigger and better things, you can try your hand at the new analog stick in the middle. And it's not that uncomfortable. I don't mind not having access to the D-pad or the L button. Like, who cares? Literally, like, all games are pretty much designed around, like, if you're using the analog stick mostly, like, Mario 64 doesn't make you use the D-pad or the left or the L button. It makes you use the Z button, which is back there, and the analog stick. And then, it has the same color buttons as the Super Nintendo controller. Not the same layout, mind you, but I don't know. I thought that was just a pretty cool thing. And then, I won't deny that, having hard plastic for this was not a great idea. Because it wasn't. But at the same time, there wasn't really a standard for this yet. The DualShock had not come out yet. So there was no PlayStation to be like, you should probably do this instead. No, PlayStation was still using a Super Nintendo controller with two extra L buttons, or two extra L and R buttons. So everybody has to start somewhere. And I kind of like having the big meaty, like, Z button on the back. I don't know, I think that that's a fun little thing. I like being able to press that. It's not the most uncomfortable controller in the world. And it's better than using a right stick for the C buttons. Like, I know that it needed a right stick for most games, but for something like Ocarina of Time, these were really nice, because if you ever tried to play Ocarina of Time on the Virtual Console without knowing that you can press the X and Y buttons for the C buttons, it's a nightmare. Try shooting, like, arrows with, like, okay, this is a dumb video. I'm done. You get the point. Ugh.